Hello everyone and welcome to another Halo Caesar review. Today I'm looking at another puzzle from Brainwright slash GameWright Games. And Brainwright, they have a series of puzzles and different things that they're doing. And this is a sequel of sorts. They had this one, they've done different ones. This is the Cat Stax that I've had from them as well. And so we'll do a little bit of a comparison with that one as well. Obviously, very similar as we get into this. This is Cat Stacks and C Stacks. We'll go ahead and show you some of the differences in them as well. Number one, some frustrating packaging for me, honestly, because it's a... Well, let me just show you. So you have this box, and it is very, very well packaged, but it is so tight in there that, like, in order to get these games to open up, there needs to be some give, right? So like you had to kind of get in there, but like you can't pull it out. And honestly, I cracked the lid a little bit because I was trying to get it out without ruining this box. If you get this game, I really don't think you need to keep it in the box. And again, it's hard to get in and out, so I would honestly make sure I again, you don't have to, just my word for it. What I would suggest is go ahead and don't worry about this box. Like, just rip it open, toss the box. Now, there is some other issues with the lid of this, which I was going to talk about, but yeah. So I kind of destroyed the box. I mean, I got it out multiple times without destroying it. And honestly, getting ready to do this review, I was trying to get it out, and I just got frustrated and ripped the box open. So I'm not planning on keeping the box, and that is why. But they did a great job, packaging this, and it looks really cool. But anyway, there's 48 different puzzles included in this, and the basics of this, and we'll show you here the components. You're going to choose a puzzle card. They're double-sided, and it gives you this grid, and you need to lay down the specific animals that are listed there in that grid and utilize all of them to fill up all of those spaces with no gaps. And there's different layers though, so that's only one layer. You can get into these puzzles where it's actually 2 layers or 3 layers tall, and so some really kind of cool stuff you can do with that. So very, very cool. We go ahead and look at these. I really, really like the sea creatures. They have some nice little details to them. Love the seahorse and the turtle and the octopus. They just have some really, really nice details. The sea star is really kind of crazy weird because of all the gaps in there. It makes it kind of unique. But yeah, that is one of the things that they, I think, learned a little bit of. So packaging, there's like this little plastic tray that you could toss, honestly, but you could keep it. I imagine I'll keep it to do it that way. Now, what's interesting is you actually notice my Cat Stacks does not have this tray in it. So I came downstairs to find the Cat Stacks, and it was like this, with the cats in there and the tray on top. Because this first Cat Stacks, I don't know why, but they didn't include this card here, at least to my knowledge. Maybe it's been there all along, but they didn't include a card to show you how to actually get all the pieces back in the tray. And so my kids took out their little plastic thing, and because they can fit all the cats in there without it, because it's like a little groove. If you see that, it's a little smaller. And so they just stuck all the cats in there, and then they were like, I can't fit it. So they just closed the lid and stuck this on top. Which is honestly, maybe that's what they intended. Maybe they intended for this tray to go away after it was opened. But anyway, kind of interesting. Both of these have the same issue in my mind, though, with the packaging of these boxes. They're just they're too loose, in my opinion. So they're the same size, which is great. Like if you're looking, like, because I think they have a dog one too. I don't think I have that one, um, that's different dogs. But anyway, so we have the cat and the sea stacks, the same box. But the lids are very, very kind of shallow, and they just like, there's like this little lip, but the lid comes off so easy. And I mean, it may be because I cracked this a little bit, but I really don't think it is. It's just, it comes off very easily. So if it's going to fall out if you turn it upside down. So it's basically a dust cover in my mind. So I really wish that the lids had a better mechanism and they designed this a little better so that it latched, or it closed and stayed closed and was a little bit harder to come off, because at this point it's just a dust cover for these. This one is a little bit better. The cat one seems to be honestly staying on there a little bit better, but not by much. That turns over, you're going to have cats or sea creatures everywhere. So that's really my only downside to this whole thing, is the case here, the packaging. I wish that it would hold on better. Again, this version, I'm glad they included a card here. If you want to keep this insert, you're able to put everything kind of back in. So they have that instructions there. But let's go ahead and show you some of the cards here. Great instructions. Again, it's kind of unique. It might blow your mind a little bit with some of the stacking elements when you're going to these layers, because you're going to be stacking things on top of each other. But I really, really like this puzzle. I love puzzles, and this is just such kind of a unique element of, hey, these are the different creatures you use, and you got to fill up all of those squares with those creatures. And so then you get into these, see, these are 2 layers. You're going to be stacking it up and having it fill up 2 layers. You get to some of the more advanced ones. You get into some of the 3 layers. And so very, very cool. Then there's also, they've included, which I thought was cool, a Sea Stax animal guide. So there's just a little bit of information on each of the sea creatures in this set, which I thought was pretty cool. Double-sided. Oh, solution, spoiler alert. There's also then the solution cards, which I've hid underneath the animal guide. So yeah, that is Sea Stax. I think it's really, really cool. I'm going to show you some of these animals close up again. One thing I also appreciated with the Sea Stax version, and because they're very, I guess, flat, or, you know, that, anyway, they've included the illustrations and detail on both sides, which is really, really nice, because that's one element. Now the turtle, which again, ironic, so they have the face again, but look, they're like, well, he only has one shell, so he's got that one, but he has a face on both sides, which I appreciate. So you have great detail on these, and they just look really cool. The crab, I love the crab, and the seahorse are probably my favorite. But I love the little, you see the little eyes back there. So very, very cool. Sea Stax. I highly recommend these puzzles. And if you're traveling, I would recommend putting it in a Ziploc bag or something. Again, the thing I wanted to point out with some of these is a lot of the ones in the cat version, and you know, I guess thematically, you know, it works, but like in the cat version, the cats are facing one way, so it was a little weird to have like, oh, it's the back of the cat, I guess, but they're all, most of them have their head facing one way, and it was just kind of weird. And you can see, I mean, there's not much detail to add to a cat, I guess, other than some eyes, right? And the actual shape of it. So I thought it was really, really cool that this allowed them to have more texture to it. And I just really, really like the look of the Sea Stax one. So kind of enjoyed that one. I really enjoyed the puzzles, this type of puzzle. from Game Right, this Stax with an X series. Really, really great for the puzzle lovers out there. If this looks like something that you enjoyed, go ahead and check it out. Again, I don't know if they're what the publishing status is, but there is a cat one, and I believe there is a dog one too, if I'm not mistaken. So you can go ahead and check those out. Christmas coming up, great stocking stuffers, presents there. Some great puzzles, so go ahead and check those out. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments below, and I'd happily answer those as quickly as I can and get back to you. I appreciate you watching the video. If you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't already, I'd also appreciate that. But thank you for watching, and this is how Lou sees it.